Greetings to y'all in the new day. Doing it the same old way, just a little better than we did before. Got to do it one more time. Coming to the end of our book, My Life in the Bush of Ghosts. We've been reading out of that. We're going to finish up on the my dead cousin in the 10th town of ghosts today. But before we do that, let's get it on with Proverb of the Day. Proverb of the Day is from an Ohioan, an African-American Ohioan, and by the name of Martin R. Delaney. And Martin R. Delaney had something to say that everybody needs to hear. Create an issue, make a demand. Create an issue, make a demand. Now, you may have noticed sometimes my proverbs seem like they're speaking about things that are maybe happening or not happening in the daily news. I'll let you figure out how this one might apply. Create an issue, make a demand. That's all I got to say. All right, so that is the proverb for today. And we're going to move on to our poem. See what we got here today. Page 37 of Poetry for My People by Henry Dumas of the Dumas, the African-American Dumas family. This one is called either IKEF or EKEF. I'm going to say EKEF because I is usually pronounced as an E. So that's IKEF if you're going to look this up. When I was 3, I blew icons of milk from sweet pipes of flesh and giggled at the eye bubbles giving me pleasure. When I was 6, I blew icons of soap from wooden pipes and chased little girls on giant bubble dragons. When I was 9, I blew hero rings from stolen cigarettes and staggered over smoke ropes of lies. When I was 12, I blew kisses on paper to big girls who broke my bubbles with knowing eyes. When I was 15, I blew icons of pleasure from a horn, dreaming of milk, crystal spheres, and warriors eating honey. When I was 18, I smoked icons of kef and blew images that spun and exploded, reflecting visions of 3. Yeah, that's Henry Dumas. EKEF. There we go. Now, we're going to go ahead. Let me see. Should I do this first or should I do that first? Well, we'll go ahead and we'll do the story now. And then I got something else I'm going to interject here right at the end. Right at the end. Because I think we can finish this one off in short order. Short order with the time we have left. Let's see, where did we leave off yesterday? Yes. He was asking questions of his dead cousin. And the dead cousin was answering these questions about where the deads were getting their medical supplies and their medical expertise. Apparently, they had a hospital in the Bush of Ghosts. So, having answered all the 4 questions, then we came back to the house. After that, he called his 4 daughters and 2 sons. After a while, his wife, who is the director of medical services, came back from the hospitals and showed me to them and explained how I am related to him. Those 2 sons were still attending the school, but the 4 daughters had passed out from the school and also qualified as nurses and doctors. After the 3rd day that he had told me his stories, then he told me to give him the home news, which went thus. After you had died, and before I myself entered into the Bush of Ghosts, none of our family died, but one of them was sick seriously for 3 weeks before he became well. After the 6th month that you died, a war of slavery broke into the town and drove me into this Bush of Ghosts. Even I was 7 years old before I entered it. At present, I could not definitely say anything about their condition at home because I left there over 20 years ago. So since I left the town, my mind is not rest at all at a time except to return. And I am still looking for the way until I reached here. And instead of seeing the way, I was only punished in the bush by the merciless ghost. So I am exceedingly glad as I meet you in this town, and I shall be very glad as well if you will allow me to live with you here for a short period of rest for some time, for all the punishment which I had met past, and then to continue to find a way as before I reached here. Or I shall be glad too if you will tell me the right way direct to the town. After I told him some of my stories in this bush of ghosts, then he asked this question: have you died before entered the bush? I replied, not at all, sir. But at the same moment that this reply came out of my mouth, he shouted with his loudest voice, "Ah!" together with some ghost who sat with us at that time. Then he said, you will not be able to live with deads, of course, as you soon become a full ghost and also hear the language of ghosts. So by that, I will teach you until you will qualify to be a full dead person. After some weeks, he handed me to one of the principals of his schools as a new scholar. Then I started to learn how to read and write. In the evening, my cousin would be teaching me how to be acting as a dead man. And within 6 months, I had qualified as a full dead man. And again, as I had a quick brain at that time, so I finished my schooling after a few years. Then I was sent without hesitation direct to the dead's town as a student to learn how to judge cases, as police, and also all the branches of the court works. Having become expert in this field, then I returned and started the works. But at the first time, we built police stations, courts, and prison yards in every part of the town because these works were not yet established before I reached there. After that, I taught many ghosts who had just passed out from the schools all these works, and later on, I was chosen as the chief judge of the highest court, which is the Assize Court. So I was judging all of the important cases which were sent to me from the lower courts. One day, my cousin called me to discuss about his 4 daughters with the 2 sons. He asked me who would marry the 4 daughters because they are at the ripe age to be married. But no earthly man in any part of the bush of ghosts could marry them. And again, no earthly ladies for the 2 sons to marry. When he asked me like this, I told him to let us advertise them on the earthly newspaper several times because we would get those who would marry them. He agreed to my suggestion and told me to advertise them on the earthly newspapers. So, do you like to marry one of them? If it is so, please choose any and only one of these numbers: 733, 744, 755, 766, and 777, 788, respectively, so that his or her picture may be sent to you or to come to you personally. Oh, this is the ad. To advertise them on the earthly newspapers. Okay. And then, yeah, all these numbers and things, that all goes into the ad. And so be it for my dead cousin in the 10th town of Ghost. So we'll be moving on. Yeah, buddy, I tell you, we don't have much to go. But it's still going to take us about, we'll finish this book next week. Yeah, we're going to finish this book next week. And then we're going to be moving on to another book. But in the meanwhile, another author, another area of the world, new book, Fresh Meat for the Grist, Grist for the Mill. So today, I want to talk to you about this right here. What is Juneteenth? Now, I'm not going to talk a lot about Juneteenth today. I'm just posting this up here to let you know that we do have available for purchase a book on just what is Juneteenth. It's not a very thick book. It's probably about 115 pages. Let me see. See how good I am at this. 103. Yeah, 103 pages altogether. It comes fully indexed. So if you look here in the rear, you've got a full index. Okay, the book is fully indexed. It's also all the sources, etc. It's got an appendix, references, everything you need just to be up on what exactly is Juneteenth. What does it represent? Why is it so important? And why the hell is Donald Trump going to Tulsa, Oklahoma on Juneteenth 2020? That's a good question. I hope y'all have come up with a good answer. But meanwhile, $20 for the book, cash at me at K Kemet. That's KKHEMET or Kofi Kemet. You'll find me in there somewhere. Okay, Cash App. Just look for me. Kofi Kemet, KOFI KHEMET. You know, Doc Ock is my nom de guerre, and noon and 9 is my time to sit in this chair. And right now, it's time for me to leave. I hope y'all believe that I really do care about each and every one of you, because I really do. Uh-oh, we got somebody up here. Let's see who's that. Let's go back to, oh no, I don't know what happened there. There we go. Okay. So we're going to sign off. Remember, look for us again tonight, 9 o'clock. And tomorrow is a new day where we do it in a new way. Tomorrow and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to do our usual recaps. We're going to do usual recaps because next weekend we're going to have some specials coming up on Juneteenth for the adults and something for the little children as well on Saturday and Sunday next weekend. So enjoy your weekend. We'll see you around tonight or tomorrow as we do our watch party. So we have our 2 regular watch parties, okay, where we do our weekly recap. In the meanwhile, peace out without a doubt. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.